Welcome back to more Let's Play Dragon Warrior Monsters. Last time, we cleared the Gate of Temptation, which allowed us to recruit a servant, a very important monster that we will be pairing with little Andy there. Isn't she cute? We bred her from a Gulpal and I believe a dragon I randomly found from the master. Very useful. We also trained it up, found a tiny medal, which means we are one away from getting the new gate, and that is very exciting. Now, full transparency, I think today I'm going to focus on doing a lot of breeding, just because we could kind of use it, and I think we're pretty close to unlocking the library gate as well. So, let's kick things off with an explosive first breeding pair. That is Matt's and Andy. We start with Matt, then do Andy. Seems like a new monster. Absolutely, you can record this. This is going to be a big one. That's an Andy disappeared. Beautiful. Inside it is a baby Dracolord. For those who do not know Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, Dracolord is the final boss of the first Dragon Warrior game. This is a boss monster, and let me tell ya, they are powerful. However, they do come with one massive downside. They take forever, and I mean forever, to level up. Their stats are good, and usually their innate abilities are some of the best, but they take a long time to grow up. So, yeah, you gotta be a little careful. Now, otherwise, I think I might want to breed our Iceman and Lava Man finally, because that too will produce another new monster. Absolutely. Now, although you may not expect it, when you mix hot and cold, ice and lava, you get a very, very unique result. A golden golem. Gold Golem is in a similar boat to Dracolord. It takes a long time to level, but it is a very good monster, and better yet, both of them are quite good breeding pairs for later things. Now, otherwise, I don't think there's really anything else I want to do with the current monsters we have, but I do have plans on going back into the, I believe, Gate of Temptation, if I am correct. Or no, I think it's Happiness. Let me read the notes here. It actually might be both. Ironically, it is. Because in the Gate of Happiness, I want to catch an Oniono, of all things. Trust me, I know it's not that unique or anything, but I want to get one just for breeding purposes, because although they don't really have anything unique they can do, they're a plant and we will need one coming up. Additionally, I want to get a King Cobra because it is a dragon, and we're going to need more Andreals, like a lot of them. I think 3 more to be specific, in like the very near future. So you can bet we're going to be getting a lot of Gulpals. So Dracolord has lots of power, can't wait to meet us, inherited lots of skills. It will take quite some time to grow up. It's a boy. The gender, I don't think really matters. I do also want to evaluate the Gold Golem. Let's see, very healthy one, expect a lot, inherited lots of skills. It'll take some time to grow up. Another boy, not terrible. Now, otherwise, for our expedition, I'm hoping that while I'm going back through the Gate of Happiness and Temptation, that I will find another tiny metal. Because if I do, that'll open up yet another amazing opportunity for us. One of the reasons that I really want to get another 2 sets of Andreals. The other big thing, too, is that Mad Candle being a material is going to be very useful. And frankly, we don't have another one, but we'll be able to go. Oh no, we do. I lied. We have Sven. I forgot about this little guy. But him also being a material will be ideal. So that's wonderful. Otherwise, just to let you see, here's what Dracolord looks like. He's kinda underwhelming. But hey, there he is. The first of our boss family monsters. Gold Golem, on the other hand, looks way cooler. This thing's awesome. And I kinda wish that our Lava Man and Ice Man weren't terrible, because I might have actually used this had that not been the case. But, well, the things are how they are. Otherwise, I want to pick up Toto. Come along, dear friend. I do want to check his wild. Yeah, it went much higher than I would have liked. So, for reference, 108. Feed him a sirloin. Boom. Dak? No, back down to 1. That is the sheer power of sirloin. These things are phenomenal. And it's one of the reasons I wanted to wait a little longer to do more breeding. Because, again, being transparent, most of the breeding that I want to do today is for Queen's requests, but also for our team, too, as it happens to be. Gold Golem, specifically, is another one of the Queen's requests, but it's going to be a while before we can actually show that to her. So, I figured I'd do it now, A, to free up inventory on our monster farm, and just to have another entry in our library list. Now, otherwise, for going out, I mean, I would like to have many more sirloins, just because I don't know how long it's going to take me to actually get a King Cobra and the onion now. I imagine they'll be fairly simple. I can probably just use 2 sirloins and get away with that. Especially because I don't believe we've had Onion before, so he should be easy. But King Cobra, that one might be a little trickier. Honestly, I'm going to try storing some elf waters. Store 2. Is there anything I want to take from here? Potions we absolutely do not need. So I'm going to start taking these and selling them, to be completely honest. I'm probably not going to do that all right now. Might do it for 3 episodes. But there are things in our vault that we just don't need there anymore, especially because we have access to elf waters, and we can just buy potions. So, no harm, no foul. But I figure I'll buy 2 more sirloins. Boom. And now, it is time to go recruiting. Now, I'm sure you all know the deal by now. I'll show you everyone's stats, their personalities, the skills they have. I'll go in, find the monster, see you once I've ideally recruited it, or if something else interesting happens, which is kind of few and far between. But I'm hoping that I'll see you when I find another tiny metal, in addition to catching the monsters that we need. That's the hope. But hey, the beggars can't be choosers, can they? Still, here's everyone's stats, just for a quick reference. Everyone's looking pretty darn good. Everyone's hot blood, as it were. Everyone's skills, all looking pretty darn good, I must admit. They can always be better, though. Otherwise, save the game, and I'll see you once I find the monsters we're looking for. Ideally. this is a bit of change of plans, but while adventuring, I managed to find a monster master who had a sword gun, and as luck would have it, we recruited her. So, absolutely, we shall take her along. I'll just name her, I don't know, Soar. Swass. No, not quite. Soar, there we go. And let's give her a look, shall we? Level 25, awful stats, Bane, Zap, Increase, and Heal more, though. All pretty useful. And, obviously, a Dragon family, very good. Now, unfortunately, that did use up a fair bit of sirloin, but it is nothing to worry about. At least, I don't think it is. I still have, I still have 2 of them and a pork chop. Ideally, if I can find the onion-o and catch it, I can go restock on sirloin, and then we'll go catch a king cobra, and we'll be sitting pretty. So I think that is currently the acting plan. And I gotta say, too, the EXP here is pretty darn good. So I can recommend it. Otherwise, well, you know what happens next. Back to me doing what I do best. Fighting random battles until things go the right way. Ideally. Well, here's another unexpected monster that I didn't plan on grabbing, but it still fills the same role as King Cobra. Gasgon. I believe we have had them before. But, regardless, it will still do the, same thing. So, I will happily take them. May as well look at their stats. Again, kind of terrible. They don't have very good stuff. But, they'll do for our purpose. Now, I am down to a singular sirloin. So, I'm going to still try to find the onion-o and get it with just that. If I get unlucky, then I'll simply go back, get some more, and try again. Nothing crazy. I'm gonna get back to it. All right, we actually managed to get the onion-o with our very, very last piece of sirloin. So thank goodness. Now, unfortunately, we are gonna have to say goodbye to someone, but that's not the end of the world. We do have quite a few random monsters that really aren't doing much for us. So specifically, like Wind, I don't think is ever going to do much. Icarus, we do still need, so we will keep him. Iron, I want to keep. I think the Rot Raven, honestly. I don't foresee needing a zombie. Yeah. I mean, it's not great. Though, to be fair, Wind is also... I'm going to say goodbye to Wind. So, there we go. Now, as you saw, we do kind of have an issue in the fact that, well, we're full up. Because of this, we're going to need to figure out some stuff very quickly. Also, too, onion-o, it's nothing too impressive. Its defense is terrible, but it will serve its purpose. Because frankly, with onion-o, I admittedly plan on using that to breed with our Dracolord. It doesn't sound amazing on paper, catching a random onion and breeding it with our first boss monster. But trust me, I get it. But I was hoping to first breed the onion-o into something worth breeding with, and then breeding it with Dracolord. So let's take a look here. Onin, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Mostly males. That's gonna be a really, really, really big problem. Our Mad Candle is female. It would produce an Amberweed +2. Not terrible. It's also a mate we haven't made yet. We do have the female whip bird. I guess that could be interesting, maybe, if we bred that. I think Onion in Whipbird, though, would produce I think a wing tree, if my notes are correct. And frankly, it's not a phenomenally good monster, unfortunately. But it is female, and we do kinda need that. Let's hatch it. Let's just say okay. Let's just say go for it. Whatever. Admittedly, I'm not really looking for anything to be super powerful, so I don't think it's the end of the world here. Now, otherwise, I'm just going to name the Whipbird Whip. That's even what I named them on my personal playthroughs, too, just because it's so simple. I guess let's take a look at them over here. Not bad. Ironically, she has higher stats than a lot of the monsters we just recruited. Kind of hilarious. I think I want to do something a little risky. Let's say goodbye to King for now. Because, admittedly, we're going to be saying goodbye to King fairly soon. I'm not pleased by this. I don't enjoy that fact. But it's the truth. Still, his offspring will be very useful, so I am excited for that. Now, otherwise, in the meanwhile, I think the next plan of attack here is, ironically, for me to go get a Gulpal and make another Andreol. Look, it's kind of a tired old strategy, but it just keeps working. So, I just keep employing it. Now I figure while we're here, let's check in on how we're doing. Let's see here. Hello?
How many monsters have you had as your pal? Huh? You made 101 of them your pals? Great! Over 100 species. Nobody can make fun of you anymore.
That is precisely what we wanted to hear.
You collected more than 100 monsters as pals. You're a hard worker. I'll let you pass. Kiss.
You know, Terry's like 6. Like, he's a young kid. So, I mean, I guess it's kind of cute and, like, you know, the way of, like, a teacher patting the kid on the head when he did good. But, like, a full-on kiss, that's a little weird. Oh, well. In we go. Because in here, there's a full new gate and many new books.
This room is yours.
So, on the bookshelves, there's everything we need to know about breeding, which gives us a whole bunch of really useful recipes. I guess it's kind of weird to say recipe, isn't it? But it tells us some other weirder, more niche combinations that you may not think of or know. So with that unlocked, we can actually go there fairly soon. Otherwise, though, I think I'm going to stay the course. We're going to get a Gulpal. Honestly, I might even just get 2 while I'm out, if I can. Because getting 2 of them would mean we could start working on 2 Andreals at once. And that would be super, super useful. Don't need the cheater book. Warp staves, they are useful, but they're taking up precious inventory slots. I need sirloin. How many slots do I have? Like 7? Absolutely. Have any more free slots? Ooh, I do. Perfect. I figure 8 sirloin should be ideally more than enough. Really hope it will be. But with all of our meat, let's go get some Gulpals. Now, in the event that I have to release more monsters, because I assume I will, I'm probably going to let our wild ape go, just because I believe we already did that for the Queen's requests, if memory serves. It's been a minute since we've actually had one, so I do have a little bit of a hard time remembering what we have and haven't done with her. But I'm pretty sure we showed her our wild ape. If not, we actually will be able to catch them fairly soon, all things considered. So I'm not too worried about it. I might want to be, but, well, it is what it is. Otherwise, let's see, I believe these are the rooms, right? Joy and wisdom. Yes, yes, yes. So, as it normally goes, save game, show the stats. Ironically, nothing's changed with Toto and Rain, but Whip here will probably get a bunch of stats, maybe some skills, abilities, spells, you name it. I'm gonna go get some Gulples. At least, that's the plan. So, I'll be right back. Alright, there we go. The first Gulple. Thank goodness it is female. Nothing too difficult. We are going to say goodbye probably to the Rot Raven, just because I have no use for this right now. So we will name her, I guess just Gulp. Sure, works for me. We will not take her with us, and I will search for another Gulple. Now, in the one fight, Whip gained several levels, and already her stats are pretty darn good. She also gained some pretty good spells, namely Bang, as well as a ton of HP. So, breeding her with Onin is probably actually going to be really, really good. At least, I'm hoping. Still, back to looking for Gulples. Alright, we've got our second Gulple. This one is male, which might cause a slight hiccup, but I'm not too worried. So in this case, I think I want to get rid of the the Reaper. We do not need him at all. So let's call this little fella Golm, just to show that it's the Gulple M. Again, their stats aren't anything crazy. But now that we have them, use our Warp Wing. Already, Whip has 200 HP. I mean, seriously, look at those stats. The attack may not be anything special, but every other stat on this thing is crazy. And it's only level 10. So, couple insane stat gains with high level speed, and you've got a very wicked monster. Seriously, Whip Birds are awesome. Still, this is kind of neither here nor there. So what I plan on doing is breeding our Andreals. Let's see, do Gulp with Sword. Oh, this actually works out perfectly. Sword is female. So no, we can actually breed both of them right now, if I breed them correctly. So do Sword with Golem to make an Andreal. And then, of course, after these two, we will do, what was it? Gas G and Gulp to make another Andreal. Now I'm going to say no to that, just because I do want to evaluate them. That and Gulp. Perfect. Andreal +1. I really don't care how proficient it is. That is not the part that matters. Full. What a lovely pairing. And like I said, I want to make sure they are the appropriate genders. because Mad Candle is female, and I believe Sven is male? Yeah. So long as we have a boy and a girl, we should be fine. If it's not already incredibly obvious what I'm making, because you've A, forgotten, B, don't know the game, or C, just don't particularly care, I'm trying to breed 2 metal drafts. These are going to be very important for the future. So let's see here. Evaluate our Andreol, which, of course, quite beautiful. Okay, let's see here. Girl, perfect. And what about the other one? Let's take a look here. This one is a boy. Perfect. We are in the money. Now, as for grinding, this is where, realistically, I'm just going to grab King and use him to just plow through enemies with his super powerful spells while I level both of these Andreals, because that's just going to be the quickest thing. So that's what I plan on doing, and then ideally we will breed both of our Andreals with our various material monsters. So we'll just call you, how about Anna? Very cute. We will take her with us. Eventually I'm going to just go farm, so it doesn't matter who I replace. So we'll have Anna and Andy is probably what I'm going to name the second one. And then we will... I mean, if I'm smart about it, what I probably will do is breed the weaker of the 2 Andreals with the higher level partner, and then breed the weaker one, or the stronger one, with the lower level partner. Just so that way we can try to get a slightly better stat spread for both of the metal drafts that I plan on breeding. But that is just the current idea going forth. But I mean, here's an interesting thing we've not seen much. Here are 2 of the same monsters that have wildly different stats because of how we went about breeding them. It's kind of interesting, and one of those things that you don't really get to see all that often because you have no real frame of reference. Like, yeah, you see it, but compared to your other monsters, you really don't have anything else to compare it to. So I think it's interesting seeing this. There we go. Of course, let's change our plan to charge, cautious, and cautious. Boom. Then honestly, I think what I'm going to do, because, again, I'm going to be completely transparent with you, we need more Andreals, is I'm going to go down here into these rooms and go to the Room of Temptation, try to catch a King Cobra while we're doing all of our leveling, and then ideally continue from there. That's the plan. So, save our game, show off all of our stats. Again, King hasn't really changed, but still, it's appropriate to do so. And in I go. Alright, we got the King Cobra, honestly, very quickly. So absolutely, we will take King Cobra with us. I think I'll just call her, Cobra. Sure, looks darn good to me. And for funsies, there's her stats, decent HP, decent agility, everything else not great, especially intelligence. Bit snobby, poison hit and curse, so good for ailments, if nothing else. But now at this point, it's just level up the Andreals and be on our way. Pretty lucky though. Well, we've finished up all of our farming, and I wanted to point something out. I actually made it all the way to the end of the gate, just because it took a while to farm, but upon revisiting here, the town is no longer on fire. Wadabo did, in fact, actually put the fires out. Kinda cool, huh? Still, as you can see, just on the HP and MP alone, both of our Andreals have gained quite a few stats and levels. Even King gained, I think, 1 level, so pretty good. Otherwise, Andy and Anna are both looking admittedly very similar, but not bad, not bad. Otherwise, here are their skills. Also very similar, though Andy notably has much better skills. So, good for him. Otherwise, King, well, he's still King. He's staying the same. But with all of the dirty work out of the way, it's time for me to breed some metal tracks. Oh boy. This is also gonna take me a little while, unfortunately. While I do love this game, I'm not blind to its shortcomings. Catching monsters takes forever and is pretty impractical, if I'm being honest. And also getting all the levels needed to actually breed is also somewhat impractical. So, I'm not blind to the shortcomings of the game. Otherwise, Metal Track +4. Absolutely, we want that. Get all the breeding going. Because with these two Metal Tracks, we're going to start really improving King. Now, it will be sad missing out on him because he is our favorite little buddy. But, trust me, it will be well worth the effort down the line. Where is Sven? There he is. Perfect. Oh. Oh. Sorry. Did that in the reverse order. I need Sven first and then Hannah. There we go. Metal Track +5. Absolutely. And then I need to check the genders on both of the Metal Tracks. Just because that will matter. I need at least one female. And then until we get the next and last tiny metal we need, I'm actually going to leave the other metal track unhatched. It will be important that we do that, trust me. So while I do wish I could work on them at the same time, it's just an impossibility. Let's see here. A girl. Perfect. And let's see. You are a boy. Okay. I want to say, if memory serves, the second metal track probably also needs to be a girl, if memory serves. But because I just don't remember that, it's kind of hard for me to make a judgment call. Because I would really, really like to do those all in one go and not have to waste time. That would be ideal. I think I'm just gonna leave it alone. So, we'll just do it one at a time. It won't be the end of the world. Yes, it will take a little longer than I might like, but it'll be fine. Still, we'll get our metal track. And then, honestly, I might go grab another Golpal. Just because I would really like to have another Andreal. This should be the last one I need to make for a good minute. But I also, I don't like making guarantees like that because it's just unknowable. I mean, realistically, could I look ahead and see what monsters I want to breed for the future? Yes, I could. But sometimes I'm a little lazy, and I don't always do that. So I'm just guessing. Now, otherwise, where is Toto? There is Toto. Bring you along. Because I don't think I need to level anyone else up. I guess I should check that. Because if I plan on getting a Golpal, there anyone else I need to level? Rain should be fine. Yeah, I think everyone else is fine. I mean, okay. I guess Whip would be wise. Onin, I'm kinda just saying he's a lost cause, because Whip is evidently gaining many more levels much quicker than Onin. So as much as I really do want Kodo, I actually should pick up Whip and bring her along, because that will be wise. Yes, indeed. Trust me, I know it's all very goofy, the things I'm doing, but they will pay off. Now, notably, we do need to stop at the bazaar and sell a bunch of things, as well as pick up more sirloin for our final Gulpal. But trust me, it is all coming along as planned. I know it's a lot and it's tedious, and the game isn't exactly the most time-considerate thing in the world. Trust me, I knew that when I started Let's Playing the game, and well before it even, but I just love this game so much that I couldn't say no to Let's Playing it. It's just so fun and cute. Otherwise, come on down. Let's see, we have plenty of room for sirloins, so let's buy them up. Get a whopping 8. Boom, we are good to go. The other nice thing, too, that I should also mention, is by going into these later gates, you more often than not get a bunch of really high-value items, find a shop, can sell them, and you make your money back on sirloin. So I find that as long as you spend your time in a Mystic World for long enough, you'll get your money back and more. And to be honest, in the last gate, when I was searching for, well, not searching, but while I was leveling up our Andreals, I was hoping to find the last tiny metal. Instead, I found literally thousands of gold instead. Look, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. But for the final time, here is everyone's stats before we hop into the gate. We shall save the game. Then I'm going to go get a Gulpal, maybe look for a tiny metal, we'll see. And then I'll meet you back. We'll ideally read a final Andreal and end the episode. I think that's a pretty good plan. So, in we go. Alright, we already got our Gulpal, so that went very well. Otherwise, let's just name her Gulp, as has been a standard. Boom. And no, we don't want to take her. And I figure while I'm here, I'll look for some tiny metals, level meta up, and then, well, back to Great Tree. So, I'll see you then. Well, I figured while we were here, may as well recruit another Gulpal in the event that I need another for some reason. So, you know, figure extra won't hurt. Anyways, back to farming. Well, admittedly, this one's a little unexpected. Found a priest here while doing some farming, and, well, their dark crab wants to join us. I did give them a sirloin, but hey, may as well take them along, even if I've no use right now. Maybe later. Which, let's take a look at them. Not great. It's a coward. And it's got terrible things. All right, perfect. Looks good to me. Otherwise, I, ironically, after this fight, was going to head right back on home. So, let's do that. Because I've nothing else to do there. But, I figure, let's head on down to the breeding area. I'll show you everyone's stats and how everyone changed, because we got quite a few levels. And then I figure we'll end the episode off by saying goodbye to King. It's gonna be sad. I'm not gonna lie. But, here's everyone's stats. They're all pretty darn good, all things considered. Also, too, Whip got many, really good skills, specifically Hustle and Tatsu Call being two of the bigger ones. Even Thick Fog is really good too. Otherwise, Meta got a bunch of other pretty useful spells, and King, well, he's King. Still, it's time to say goodbye. If we choose King, and then Meta, another new monster will be born. We're gonna say yes, and say goodbye to our friend. He's been with us for a fair bit of time, but, as is with most monsters, it's time to say goodbye. Kind of an unexpected turn of events, isn't it? Inside is a baby Metal King slime. I figure, let's not tease everyone. Let's go evaluate it and show you what we're working with. Because although it seems sad, it's not as sad as you might think. Because King's offspring is going to be quite powerful. So if we evaluate our Metal King, Terry, don't give this baby away. It says you can count on it. Oh, inherited Terry's skills. Baby will take time to grow up. A boy? Maybe. That's all I can tell you for now. So yeah, with a monster like that, you know you have made quite the powerful ally indeed. And let me tell you, we're going to be using them for admittedly a shorter time than you would think. Also, the Whip is here, so you know, that's nice. Ultimately, I think I want to grab Rain and Toto, and then I think, because although I did want to end the episode with breeding away King and saying goodbye, I do want to at least set us up for next time, because I think that is wise. So let us pick up Rain, who is now pretty much our mainstay, along with Toto. And then I'd say let's go back on down. A lot of stuff to finish off the episode, because to be honest, I probably should have waited to breed King, so he actually was the last one, but to be honest, I've been so excited for this that I just couldn't help myself. So, let's also say goodbye to Whip while we're at it. We didn't know him for long, but gosh darn it, they got some good skills, and I want to see what we can make. So, because we want a plant, we will be breeding Onan first, and then go with Whip to create Wing Tree +5, which, I'm going to be honest, is really terrible. But we just don't have a better plant at our disposal. So maybe, I guess to be fair, we have the Gulpals. They're not exactly great, though, as much as I hate saying it. Also, Dark, what are you? Oh, zombie. Didn't expect that, to be honest. Not gonna lie. But still, Onan and Whip. Wing Tree +5, it's not phenomenal, but gosh darn it, it's gonna do its job. Now, I don't really care what gender the child here is, because I plan on breeding whatever this child is with the Dracolord we started the episode with. So realistically, I should actually hatch the Dracolord, and they will be joining us next time we play Dragon Warrior Monsters. We've got a whole new dungeon to explore in the library. We've got a new powerful friend in, well, to be honest, I didn't think about a name for him. All hail Dracolord Rick. Welcome aboard, buddy. We'll take him with us, and ideally, he'll gain plenty of levels, and then we'll breed him with the wing tree and make another one of the queen's requests. And an ally we'll probably be using for a fair bit of time. The gear isn't terrible. He's carefree, so we'll have to do some cascading, but nothing we can't handle. Otherwise, I'll probably feed people some sirloin, get them less wild. You get the drill. As always, I'm Brett. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.